My name is Zach Griffith. I am obsessed with hunting big game on their turf and their terms. When I need motivation to push myself, there's certain guys that I feel raise the bar. You're about to meet each of them. These are my hit list. Like a lot of other guys on the hit list, the first time I saw Travis Nowotny was on a YouTube video by SWITCHBACK Outdoors. They filmed his awesome stock on this unreal 3x3 that had giant backs. I was super impressed by the guy's game, and I knew I was going to see more of him. For the last few years, Travis is the most consistent bow hunter I know of. He's hunting public land in Idaho, and he stacks great bulls and great bucks every season. I always put hashtag automatic on his pictures because it literally never surprised me the guy tags out. It's one thing to kill a lot of animals, but this guy takes it to the next level. He has some absolute trophies, and you guys will not believe how many he's killed in such a short amount of time. Travis also owns Rimrock. Rimrock is a type of stalking shoe or a slipper that he's invented or developed through his vast bow hunting experience. He's learned the hard way in the desert that socks on the rocks don't cut it. These Rimrocks are super solid, very well built, totally adjustable, and a must for every bow hunter's backpack. He didn't disappoint this year. He had another awesome season, and 2 weeks ago he killed a 126-inch Coues deer in Arizona. When those pictures hit the web, I decided that was it. We got to make a trip to Idaho. Good morning.
Morning.
Sunday bright and early.
Good to see you.
You too, man. This is Travis, the man.
Well,
You must have look at your wife is just allowing you to rock the living room. Good for you. Yeah, you kill too much. That's your problem. How's it going, man?
Good.
It's freezing here.
It's cold, yeah. It's actually warmed up a lot. It's melted a ton.
Yeah,
so.
there's more snow here than in Salt Lake. Like, I'm not kidding. I couldn't believe it. I pulled it because I've always thought Boise was really warm. But man, I got in here today and last night and I was just like, there's like a foot of snow on the ground and it's crunchy. And
it's been a crazy winter. They said that, this is the most snow we've got since '85.
Really?
Yeah,
it's killing deer, dude.
Oh, it's bad.
Bad news.
Good thing is it's warming up, so hopefully we can get a bunch of them hillsides burned off.
Yeah, I saw so many deer coming in and they were all just digging and pawing and they look miserable. It just sucks. So are they shutting down sheds here at all, or?
They haven't yet, It seems like a lot of guys are being respectful about it a little bit,
Hope so.
At least I hope. I haven't gone out at all, so.
It's tough to get the word out though with younger guys. I mean, I was that way. I was a hothead. I wanted to just catch them before they hit the ground, but you just got to give them some space. It's the worst thing you can do is chase them this time of year,
Yeah, I agree for sure. They need their space.
You got some. So it's actually 7 a.m. on a Sunday. Travis going to kill me, but it's Super Bowl Sunday. I wanted to do this and get home, and so I really appreciate it. Do you want to just start touring the house?
Sure.
I mean, you got some slammers, dude.
This is the living room.
So cool. Are these just in order of killing them or just bucks you just kept?
Just bucks of, some of the bigger stuff I've killed, I guess, over the years, so.
You've killed so much. I mean, you're one of those guys, like I said, you're so quiet, but man, I have no problem showing everybody what you got. That's a stud. What's the story with that buck?
Oh, just a buck we've been watching, and he was kind of on my list, and I can't even remember the year. It's hard to keep track.
So many of them, right?
So, but yeah, I just put. Actually, we got this on video. Actually, didn't get the kill shot, but I sneaked down on him, and buck goes just over the rise, and I come over the top, right on top of him, and shot this buck at 40 yards. And,
nice.
But
what's he score? He's 180.
He's like 181.
That's badass deer, man.
So
a perfect frame.
Yeah, he's got awesome velvet. I like them velvet bucks when they've got perfect velvet.
Yeah, especially because we just flocked ours and they look great, but nothing's better than good, clean,
for sure.
Real velvet. And this is the buck that I saw first time I saw you was on that switchback video, and I'll post a link to it. But that deer and the stalk and everything about it is just so freaking cool.
Yeah, he's just a giant 3. I mean, the mass in this thing, It's
he's ancient.
Unreal. He's got 2 eye guards going off the back, like that you don't see.
Oh yeah.
Like
tons of character.
Yeah, he's cool.
G2s are just ridiculous. How long are they?
They're 19 and 7/8 and 19 and a half.
That's why when people say 20 on their G2s, I start laughing because I'm like, dude, do you know what 20 inches like that? I would guess 22 just looking at them, you know.
That's some, you know, that other buck over there,
huge.
he's the same. He's like that, super tall in the back, you know. And both of them really have good fronts to match, you know, just. Did
you ever gross score him just out of curiosity?
Yeah, he's 184.
As a 3x3.
Yeah.
So Sean killed a 35-inch 3x4 that scores the same. I mean, that tells you what kind of length and beams that thing has.
Yeah, long beams, you know, everything's good. It's just, you know, he gets some extra measurement there on those kickers off his G2.
Sure, and they're so symmetrical too.
And then he's got those eye guards on the back that you can't see.
Yeah,
you know?
Adds another 2-3 inches. So on that buck, is that, I mean, I remember you're hunting lava rocks and stuff. Like, is it a deer you pattern and stuff? I can't remember the story.
Yeah, I actually saw him 2 times is all. He's kind of a smart buck, but there's just this big flat, this butte that, you know, there's always quite a few bucks on in the summer. You know, there's 15 bucks that summer on there, and I kind of just go back, you know, every year and just see.
Pluck one out of there.
Yeah, just see if anything is, you know, matured, and this buck was there. So there was this buck, and then there was another buck that was actually quite a bit bigger, but I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he lion killed or what. But
what kind, like bigger, like just a bigger frame, more extras,
32, 33 inch typical, big old giant back forks, you know, probably only like 16 in the back, but big old fronts and
scoring machine.
Yeah, old buck.
Yeah,
know? Just like this buck, you know.
He's got pancake bases, man. Those are awesome. That's super cool. And this one I've seen, I don't remember the history on it because that's a slammer.
That was my first big buck that I ever killed with my bow. My buddy, well, right here, we got this story over here. We had this in Easton.
Oh yeah,
2010.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, my buddy Rick Palmer, he killed that big old 3x4 right there. And anyway, there was another canyon we needed to check out, and it was opening day. I figured, let's get over this canyon. We drug his up in the shade. And he's crazy because he's wanting to take care of his deer. And I'm like, well, let's just try to bed something, and
yeah,
you know, we'll come back and take care of your deer, and that way we don't.
He ain't going anywhere.
Day, you know?
Yeah,
he's toast. So we pop over into this canyon, and immediately Rick spots this buck, and he's just, you know, most of the time the deer are across the basin, but he's literally on our side, like 300 yards below us. And I'm like, I've never even seen this buck before.
No way. Good wind and everything?
Everything was good. I just came across the hillside there, got the wind in my face, and I remember going through a rock slide from hell to get on him, just tiptoeing through that thing. And I got 23 yards, and I was just sitting there, and I see his head sitting there bobbing in the heat, you know, and next thing you know, he stands up, and I hammered him. But
how far?
He's 23 yards.
Dude, you're always in close, man.
The funny thing is, I actually hit him back, and it was a nightmare for a while. Like, then he went and bedded across the canyon, and Rick kept his eyes on him, and I got up on him, and anyway, he was on the other side of this barbed wire fence, and I sneak up like, I couldn't get an angle to shoot through the fence, and there's this big bitter brush behind the fence, and I'm not even joking, I'm from here to the TV.
You can't get narrow in him.
I'm 5 yards. No, I decided, the only thing I could see was the back of his head, and I'm like.
And he's just huffing and puffing?
Yeah, I'm like, screw it, I'm going to shoot him right in the back of the head. So of course, I hit the fence, and I bury a shuttle tee right in the back of his antler here. Where the heck is it at?
Is it still threaded in there?
Yeah, it is. Oh, it's right here. Feel that? Feel?
Oh man, that's the.
Feel that?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah. The furl broke off, but man, it buried deep.
It probably knocked him out, right?
Oh, it knocked him silly for a second, and he ran across the canyon and bedded down again. And I just, at this time, I'm a wreck, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So
you're never going to get him.
I finally sneak in and put one through him at 36 yards. And, like, at 36 yards, it seemed like a long shot because I was just, like...
stressing.
Exhausted. Like, see this giant buck thinking that I might not get him, you know?
Is that your best deer? Or?
Yeah, that's my best buck.
Still. Is he 200?
He's 202.
That's so badass, dude. That's so freaking cool. And he's only, what, 18 inside?
19
oh
is
my
what
gosh.
his inside main beams are.
Scoring machine, like, he's just perfect. Everything's symmetrical, the big extras.
Yeah, good mass, giant, you know, good eye guards, everything's good. You know?
You got great mounts too, man. I like them a lot. Your taxidermist does a great job. It's cool how you did these double peds to wall
Yeah,
peds.
my taxidermist, Greg Heil, he just does a heck of a job. You know, he's from Utah. He moved over here, you know, his wife took a job over here. And
well, that explains it. He's from Utah.
yeah, no, he does good work. So I, you know, really puts a lot of time in my mount. So I like.
Well, I've never seen this one.
This bull?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
Know the story on that.
Shot this bull last year, archery bull.
Oh crap, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know you've seen it.
Oh yeah, like I didn't realize that's. Yeah, it makes sense now.
Yeah, he's just super wide. He's 54 inches wide.
Oh, he's a
big
stud.
Beams, 56-inch beams. You know, just a good Idaho bull. You know?
Heck yeah, general. There's a lot of short thirds here, just like in Utah, man. That's really common.
Yeah, he's my biggest bull with my bow. He's 333, so.
That's super cool.
I had to mount him, so.
No, dude, that's been my rule. I shot a whole bunch of nice elk, but never a big one. And especially with your bow, man, a 330, 340 is just a slug. Especially now, because you're getting these on general tags, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a giant. That's a giant.
You see my base looks like.
I didn't know if you wanted me.
Snow there. So, no, I just haven't finished it. I built the base and I wanted to do all that. I just haven't had time.
Oh, cool, man. Carpentry.
Put an aspen branch coming up the back and put some leaves on it. But
what do you do for work?
I'm an electrician.
Okay, so you're pretty handy at a lot of stuff then.
Yeah, I guess so.
You got a jig and a table saw and all the stuff.
Yeah, I just got a table saw and
I'm surprised how complicated the math is on doing those octagon, the cuts and stuff. They're weird angles.
It's really not easy with a table.
Yeah, I know.
It's not that hard with the table saw. You just set it.
It's just I don't know what it is. My brain doesn't grasp it because I've done crown molding before, and I burned up like 30 inches of wood just getting the cuts right. It was like, dude, what the heck? I couldn't get them to line up, and then I watched some YouTube videos and.
Well, even with this, like
fascinating.
Old barnwood, you want to use that outside edge.
Sure.
Because you don't want this big shiny new cuts.
Yeah.
You cut everything out, and then my last cut that I put on there when I'm brad nailing it on, you got to put it up there and kind of trace it because nothing's ever completely square.
Yeah.
So.
That's cool, man. It's a super cool base. I like it low too. Something about elk, I think you appreciate them more when they're right in your face. I like the big high wall elk mounts, but like I like this way more, especially with big bulls like Eric's Fire Bull. You walk up and I want to grab that. They're so neat.
Yeah, I don't really have any space to hang them on the wall, so I knew it.
Well, yeah, that's a good point too.
But
dark.
He eventually
horns.
might go on the wall. I might make a bracket that that gets them up off the floor, but
that's a stud.
I would like to raise him up a little bit so he's more like eye level. I just haven't done it.
Just put a rock or something under him, huh?
Yeah, just extend that pipe on the inside that goes down through that thing. So.
What do we got? This is a stud too.
Yeah, that's a high country buck. I scouted all year, and yeah, I shot him opening day with my rifle.
Nice, dude.
It's a cool buck.
Yeah, very cool. A lot of character. Great backs. A little sticker on him. Is he an older deer? He's got a huge head. I mean, I don't know if that was just.
Oh, I bet he's 5.
5. So just yeah. Had some growing, but mature for sure.
Exactly.
And then this one right here. This is one of my favorite deer you've ever killed. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the buck I call Magnum.
Oh man, he's
a monster. He just got big beams, a huge inside spread cheek. Just good all around.
Symmetry's amazing. Like
the buck was actually a lot bigger the year before.
No way.
Yeah, I hunted that buck for 3 years, and he would just disappear like he's one of them desert bucks. I don't know what he did, but every year it would just.
Sorry, man.
He'd just disappear, and I was actually up there looking for a different buck, and I glassed him up laying in one of his old beds, and yeah, I actually didn't even realize it was Magnum until I killed him. Like.
No way.
Yeah,
because he shrunk.
Well, that and he just disappeared. I don't know what the heck.
So do you think he'd been right under your nose the whole time?
No, I think it kind of dries up, so I think they moved to a different area for the feed, And
they grow in there, and then as it gets hotter, it just shuts down. And
yeah, and where he's at, I mean, it's nothing for him to just go any direction and just disappear, and no problem.
Yeah,
it's just so much
flats
country.
and stuff.
Yeah.
So is he 32?
He's 31.
Probably 29 inside, right?
I can't remember what his inside spread is, but he gets his full length of his main beams. His beams are huge. It's like 26 and 5/8
oh my gosh,
almost a 27-inch beam on the other side.
Is he booked then?
No, he's 194 gross. Well, 193 and some change.
And then net's high 80s.
I've actually never net scored.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? I'm just curious.
I've never really cared about that,
He's got a net score pretty damn good, dude, because he looks like a mirror image. I've never seen a more symmetrical deer. It's silly. There's not a difference on that
He's got
thing.
a shorter eye guard, and There's not much difference for sure. He's
He's
pretty buck.
awesome.
I like how he lays out like
You
that.
took good your photos were sick too, man. You take great pictures. That was like, I remember seeing it. I'm like, oh my gosh, what a slammer, dude.
Yeah, it helps when they're a big buck, you know.
Well, whatever, man.
You don't have to do any camera magic, you know.
You still though, you take good, like this keeps coming up in every episode, is just filled photos because, you know, it's one thing to long arm a deer, but it's really cool just to respectfully just pose him, you know, to remember the deer in the moment. And I don't know, I just think it's worth a couple minutes of time to clean them off.
I take so many pictures, and every time, like my coos deer that I killed, you know, I told him, I was like, let's take 50 pictures. So we take 50 pictures, and I said, no, take 10 more.
Yeah.
He takes 10 more. I said, just 10 more, I swear.
Yeah.
And, you know, I still didn't get all the ones I wanted, you know.
They're never perfect,
so
man.
You gotta just, you know, it was nice to have someone, you know, most of the time like this, I'm on a tripod and a timer. Running back and forth.
That's
you know?
hard.
And it just gets annoying, you know. You're like, this is good enough. It's getting hot.
Yep.
You know?
That's the worst thing to do because you're gonna regret it. You got all your life to look at those pictures.
Oh, it's like this buck here. You know, I don't think I owned a camera when I killed that buck. It sucks, you know.
So many guys have that, and they'll regret it. I'm trying to save them the stress and just learn from our stupidity. I mean, I have so many deer I didn't take good photos of, and it's like it's just not that hard. So
yeah, that's memories you'll always have, you know.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth it. There's an Idaho moose here.
dude, that's a giant bull.
It's good for Idaho, especially in the unit that I grew. You know, this was back in, man, it was right out of high school. It was 2006. It was like a 50-50 odds to draw this tag. And of course, this was before the wolves really got terrible, you know.
Sure.
There were still quite a few moose around, but yeah, it's just a great bull. I remember we went into this diner we were up by Unit 12 in Lolo Pass, and there's this big old moose in there on the wall, and I told my father-in-law, you know, I was young and dumb, I'm gonna kill a moose just like that, you know.
Yeah.
And we drug it out all the way to the end of the hunt, and I remember I killed this bull, and I come back to the camp, and I remember I shot a moose just like the one in the diner, and he's like, no way. So,
Rifle or bow?
I shot it with a rifle. I hunted with a bow the whole time, and it was the day before we had to go back, and I just wanted to shoot
Yeah.
this,
No,
you know.
dude, I'm the same person, man. I wish I was a diehard bow hunter, but I just want to kill stuff. So it's always fun to hunt them with a bow, but if it gets to the wire, I have no problem smoking with a gun.
You know, anymore, I'm pretty much, I like to just bow hunt only. You know, I rifle hunt just to get out. You know, if I haven't punched a tag, you know, it's good to just get out. You never know when there's a 200-inch monster around the corner, you know.
Well, and it feels good to have a gun in your hand sometimes. It's a nice
after
relief.
bow season,
Yeah.
After how tough it is, you just feel so powerful.
Yeah. People laugh. Like, I'm telling you, man, I look back at my life in hunting, and most of my bow hunting experiences have been tough and just really crappy. And then I go and fill in a couple happy notes with my gun, and I'm like, oh, it was a good season.
Oh, yeah.
Without guns, I'd be miserable because I suck at bow hunting.
It's fun to have a little, you know, a lot of time in the rifle season, it's a lot harder to find.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot harder, different.
Easier to
habits.
kill, harder to find.
Exactly, but you know, you've got that mindset. You know, I actually seem to push a lot harder with the rifle because I'm like, all I have to do is see it.
He's
and it's
toast.
dead.
He's toast. What's your gun of choice?
I've got a Christensen Arms 300 volt rum. You know.
Yeah, carbon barrel.
Carbon barrel.
Is it the full carbon or just the barrel? They have like carbon custom, I think.
It's got full carbon. I've actually got a custom, you know, an A3 Sporter stock on it, ultralight carbon stock.
Sick.
Aftermarket.
Trigger and everything.
Oh yeah, custom deluxe. You
That's
know,
a ninja.
Night Force on it.
Oh,
G7 rangefinder, and I don't even rifle hunt. That's funny.
You got a Ferrari. You're like, I ride my bike to work. That's a sick setup, man.
Yeah, that's just some of the bulls I've killed, you know.
That's a really pretty one. This is the one from this year, right?
Yeah.
That's a sweet.
Yeah, it's the last day bull. You know, I actually was hunting a lot bigger bulls, and last day, you know.
Cool 7x7.
Yeah, he's a pretty bull.
Was he bugling and stuff?
No, he was bedded down in the sagebrush with some cows, and I just literally 2 o'clock last day. I'd already extended my hunt because I called into work, and you know I work basically 410s, and I'm like, hey, can I trade my Monday for a Friday? I'm like, this is it. This is it for me. So they're like, yeah, go ahead, and killed that bull at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the last day.
In his bed? Or
Well,
did he get up?
I got him up.
Yeah.
You know, the wind started to get a little swirly, so I started cow calling, and he stands up, and I just put it right in the wheelhouse. And
Close, probably.
59 yards.
That's the furthest I thought. I mean, you always kill stuff close. It's unreal. 59.
Elk always seemed to, because I spot and stalk elk, so.
And there's cows.
Elk are, you know, 40 to 60, 65. Like that seems like where I kill my bulls at.
They don't jump strings very much either. I've noticed.
And
Like
they've got a freaking big old deep body. I mean,
lot of brown.
Everything. If you get the right angle, I mean,
they die quick.
they're toast. You know?
My thoughts with elk is if they don't die and you're in sight, you probably didn't kill them.
Yeah, elk are tough. They're very tough.
But if you hit them good, they just die.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, it's crazy. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, just some more bulls I've killed up here.
Wow, your wife is awesome. It's so cool. You can have all this in the main common area. You know, I love it. I like how you stack those. That's pretty freaking clever. There's such dark horn bulls up here, man. It's unreal. That's a really pretty mount. Holy cow.
Yeah, I say that was my first, this was my first nice buck with my bow.
Yeah, he's an old stud.
So,
Just a troll.
perfect velvet.
That cape is sweet, dude. He's got like an orange face. It's really light. Is it just the same area as all these other bucks?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Same genetics and
Yeah.
stuff? That is cool. I remember that one.
And these are my 2 Archie bucks this year.
Yeah.
This is my first Archie buck this year, and this was my second buck. I actually stripped him and colored him.
Oh yeah, dude, look at the bases. You gotta show those off. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
you can't see all them little extras and stuff on there. But he's a cool buck, you know.
His pedicle's kind of jacked up, huh?
It is. Yeah, he's an old buck too. His skull's just huge, you know.
That is rad. Did you cut? So you colored the horns?
Yeah.
They
Yep.
look really natural. You did a good job.
Yeah, I actually used our Christmas tree. I put tape around the base of his head and everything, and I literally just sitting there with a Christmas tree beating the heck out of it. Filled that sucker with bark and everything, and then I took some provincial stain and just kind of watered it down and just
lightly
and just applied it until I got it right, you know. Man, I think it turned out good. So.
Oh, that's sick. Let me get a shot of your Eastmans. This is again that big 3. Good name for him. Pretty appropriate. Yeah, that's a stud. I'll post the video link. You take some super cool pictures. He's as big as he looks, guys. There's no tricks there. That thing is just a tank. That's the best picture. I think that just shows him off like he really is. And he's a lot heavier than I expected to.
Yeah,
the mass didn't blow me up on the pictures, but now I'm seeing him like, holy crap.
Yeah, he's got good mass.
That's so cool. So tell us, so you guys saw him rocking the Rimrock shirt. This guy's a ninja bow hunter, but he has a product that I got it just after I killed my deer, and I would have needed it. That day would have been perfect, but I've been wearing them, but I haven't gotten any video or anything to show you, but I'm obsessed with, I think they're the smartest thing ever, so.
Yeah, they're awesome. Let's go in here and I'll show you them.
Break it down on the history on them and what you do. A lot of guys will pick these up, I'm sure.
Got the kiddos room right there. And then this is kind of my space to
Oh yeah, nice.
put my stuff here. But yeah, these are them. Just I got sick of using socks in steep country just because you know, you get that rollover effect. And
yeah.
so I just was playing around with them. I had a friend's mom help me kind of develop the prototype. And anyway, they just suck nice and tight to your foot, and it's good for stalking on steep hillsides. Super quiet. You can tuck your pants in them so your pants aren't dragging in the brush and stuff. But
show them, like, this is what I was impressed by. They have so much adjustability. Like,
yeah, so
like you said, you suck it
you
in
can
tight.
suck in your heel here, and then you've got this top strap, these laces here, you can suck in tight, and it doesn't move.
No.
It sucks solid to your foot, and you know, that just eliminates that whole going on steep hillsides. Or I mean, they've got a really good sole, so you can walk in rocky stuff and, you know, cactus, that kind of stuff, and not kill your feet. You don't have tender feet hiking around. So.
No, I noticed it. I wore them in the Arizona desert, and I didn't step on any cactus, but I definitely felt just the sharp lava and stuff, and I was blown away. Like, it wasn't like a hard-soled boot, but it was definitely wearable. Like, I could go a mile in them, no problem. Yeah. And a lot of guys have asked me that. How are they with puncturing and stuff?
Well, I had, like, Zach Owens, he antelope hunted in them all year, and he said he was stalk after stalk and literally wouldn't take them off.
Okay.
And
so he's probably hitting prickly pears and little little cactus in the grass and stuff like
yeah,
that, right?
you know, I think if you step directly on a cactus, you know, nothing really stops.
Sure,
cactus,
sure,
but,
sure.
You know, they're durable. They're going to last a long time if you know, use them how they're intended, you know.
Yeah.
You put them on when you're getting close and finalizing the last portion of your stalk. You're going to be quiet. You're going to be placing your footfalls, that kind of thing. So.
It's funny to me that after all these years, you know, a lot of good bow hunters are still just wearing socks. You know, it's like, how come no one's come up? I mean, I've seen sneaky feet, but they're kind of silly. Like, I've worn them, and they're like,
they're bulky. And,
slippers, and they get full of quills.
That's the thing I've never liked is they go over your boot, you know? Like, you go in stealth mode, you need to be able to feel your foot, just like a lion, you know?
Sure.
Place your foot and feel what's under it. Know you're going to fall if you're stepping on something, or know a branch is going to break, you know? And
yeah.
That's why I really like them. So.
No, I think it's ingenious. How long were you wearing something like that or prototypes before you actually got
like
these?
3 years.
That's so cool.
And I was just, these were basically them. I sat and modified the same pair,
those are
you know,
awesome.
so we'd pull it apart, you know, fit and that kind of stuff. We played around with materials, and, you know, that's one thing about these materials here is they're, you know, everyone, you know, I get sometimes, man, those are expensive. I mean, this is nice material. This is good stuff. You know?
They are. And they're made by, you know, you're not a big corporation with 5,000 orders in China. Like, you're making them custom pretty much.
Custom. They're made in USA, you know.
They're worth it, dude. No question at all.
It's something you can buy and have your whole life.
100%.
So.
Yeah. It's rimrock.com, right?
Yep.
It's easy to remember. It spells it with a K, no C. And there's this big 3 as the logo buck. Super cool, man. Rocky's got a pair. I got a pair. So here's the rig. Look at that big nose. I love that gun, man. They're so light. You're into that some coin, dude.
Yeah, it's stupid how much money I have in the.
Do you reload or?
I do. Yeah.
I didn't see all your stuff. That's what.
Yeah, it's all out in the garage.
What bullet are you shooting?
I'm shooting a 190 burger.
Cool.
So.
Are they hot? Like, you know, you're.
They're 93.
Woo.
Or 92 and a half of
Rotumbo screaming, dude. They're what, like 33, 3400?
Yeah, they're smoking.
Yeah.
I think on my G7 rangefinder, I've got it in there as 33. So.
Jeez, with that big of a bullet.
They're ripping. So.
You got a Defiant down there?
No, that's the Carbon Spider.
Oh, duh. It's so funny how I don't look at the limbs. They look so similar, but
yeah, they do. You know,
I like that bow. That's a cool color.
I powder coated. Well, Cerakoted this bow. It's kind of funny when I killed that coos deer. I had a lot of guys saying, "How long is that stabilizer?" You know, everyone's saying, you know, would you shoot that thing pull that thing off, and shoot it with a blowgun, or beat it with the stabilizer? I was dying laughing. It's hilarious. But if you look in the picture, this bow is bigger than my entire coos deer, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So this thing looks enormous, but it's a 12-inch stabilizer.
No, but a lot of weight, though. It's just...
It's good for that extended range, especially in the wind, you know?
Oh, yeah. I noticed you don't... Do you leave your quiver on, or do you carry your arrows?
I do carry it.
Okay.
I keep it on there most of the time.
Yeah, just not right now.
Right
what arrow are you shooting?
I'm shooting a gold tip Pierce.
Super stiff spine, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're 340s. You know,
really? What's your draw length?
29 and a half.
The same as me. So you have pretty short arms because you're quite a bit taller than me.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
They're going fast though. I always shoot a super heavy spine. I don't know why. Just kind of maybe the indoctrinated by the bow shops I've hung out at. I've always shot like a 250 to a 300. So that's interesting, and I'm sure they tune like no problem.
Oh,
obviously.
They shoot like darts. So.
Yeah, right on. That's a cool javelina cape.
Yeah, I shot that with my longbow, so I wanted to do something with it, you know.
Dude, that's really big. Like, I didn't realize. I mean, I've shot tons of pigs, and that's a big one. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, he's a nice pig. So.
Aren't they hilarious?
Oh, they're fun. They're just like the best creature to bow hunt, you know. It's like no problem getting in bow range. Well, like 40 yards is no problem if you're quiet and sneak. But once you get in there, you hear them rooting around, and they're, you know, squealing and stuff, just like pigs. They're a little intimidating, a little bit.
They're blind as hell, but man, they smell you or.
They're out, and they don't stop.
No.
Like, you push them, and you think they just run the next draw. They run for miles. You know, it's crazy. Here's that coos deer.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Just a little mass monster.
Little troll. Look at all the extras, dude. I don't even know how I didn't see all that.
Yeah, he's just got all kinds of little.
Dude, that's guys, that's over the counter. That's a tag that anyone could just go pick up at Walmart.
Funny thing is, I didn't really know what I had, you know. I knew it was a big buck, and I knew I wanted to kill him. You know, my goal was just to shoot a nice 3x3 that I could mount. You know, I want to do
pretty one.
Yeah, I want to do a deer slam with my bow. So, but anyway, the mass on this guy is just unreal.
So what's he score?
He's like 125 and 6/8.
Okay, so that, for guys that don't know, that's like a 220 muley, 230. I mean, it's a monster.
I mean, you can see it compared to my whitetail. I mean, that's a 156-inch Montana whitetail right
Guys that pay 10 to 15,000 in Mexico for that buck.
You know?
That's super cool. Not many people have a velvet whitetail. You don't see them.
That's what everyone's saying. Oh, you shot a velvet buck? I didn't really want a velvet buck.
Oh, really?
I want a hardhorn one. You know, most of the bucks I shoot, it seems like they're in velvet when you're bow hunting. So.
Is he 150?
He's 156.
Damn. He's got some great brows. That's a cool little. Is that
got a little extra there?
Is that bone? Yeah, it is. He got stubbed up.
Yeah, he's cool, but.
And that's just a, what, like a mouflon or sheep?
Yeah, just a mouflon. You know Austin Act.
Oh yeah, yeah, that ranch.
Yeah, we went down to that White Peaks Ranch down there. He said, just come down here and just have a good time and shoot some sheep. And
they're spooky, dude. Like they don't just hold still.
It took like 2 days, and the very last day to shoot the thing, I'm like, I thought they would just kind of.
No.
Well, they have such good eyesight in there, and the big grouped up.
That's it. The herds. They're like ibex. Yeah. I've seen some funny videos. I'm like, good hell, you know, you think those kind of fun hunts are just a layup, but they're not. That's, you got to earn them. That I see a giant single. Oh my gosh. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's a giant typical right
That's a
there.
200-inch typical.
Yeah, it'd be like 205 if you matched, and that's with a 25-inch
Turn him towards me, dude. Holy goodness. Look at that main beam. And that's brown.
Yeah, I actually, it was a timber buck. I found him in the middle of the timber bear hunting, just walking. I saw this base sticking up. I'm like, oh, an elkhorn, you know. I walk up there and I'm like,
oh no.
Holy shiz, you know. I tromped around forever trying to find the other side, and I couldn't match my season buck.
So did he winter in high country? Is it kind of weird that he wintered there?
The area that he's in, I think he lives there all the time.
That's cool. It's a lot like the desert.
Yeah, he's a crazy buck. Yeah, just some of the better stuff I found. This is a big old.
Oh yeah! Wow.
You know?
Look at that, dude.
Yeah, I couldn't match him up either. Yeah, I've got buddies that are huge shed hunters, and they just, you know, want to kick me in the nuts. You need to match that up, you know.
Yeah, I hear them, but I'm the same way as you. Like I just find them when I'm out. I don't go look for them usually.
I look for them a little bit, you know, in the spring when I'm nothing to do. But these, you know, some of these guys are just as crazy as we are about hunting, you know.
Yeah, for sure. So you're rocking an XO 5500.
That's a 3500.
Little one.
Actually, this is the 2000.
Oh, dude, I've never even seen that pack.
This pack is awesome. It's great. Like 3 to 5 day bag, you know, and it keeps everything all compressed. You know, of course, you know, my sleeve bag and all my stuff's
on the outside.
Ultra light. No,
you just jam it all. It gets in there.
It all fits in there. It's nice and snug, just like I like it. And then when you got to pack meat, of course, the frame extends. You know that. So.
I've loved that backpack. It's super stiff, and I love how it pivots with you. They have like an internal titanium that goes down your back, and then the pivot on your hips is just, it's a weird feeling. I'm not used to it. You know, your packs usually kind of like hold you back a little. This thing's like it's moving with you.
This new K2 frame they've come up with is just awesome.
They're super cool. Rocky and I both have them. We've loved them. Yeah, looks like you're a Kuyu guy.
Yeah.
Piles. Well, you got some Sitka in there.
Yeah, years and years of camo there. I got more hunting camo than I do freaking clothes.
Well, you know what, man? Yeah, are those First Lights?
Yeah, those are those corrugate pants.
Yeah, those are cool. You could just wear those around,
yeah,
man.
I wear them so, you know, I don't burn out my Kuyu hunting. I wear those around shed hunting or whatever.
They're cool.
That kind of thing, but.
Your partner's with Muley Freak. I've seen you post a ton of stuff with them, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, they make some good swag.
Oh, yeah. Stuff, it's a cool company. Tons of good positive pictures. And well, that's good stuff, dude.
Yeah, Eric's a cool guy.
Show everyone that real quick.
Yeah, it's a little Coos machine right here.
There you go. Glass on a tripod. People don't realize, man, you don't have to use a tripod in Utah, Idaho, Colorado. I never needed. It's down south in those flats, and they're monotone.
I didn't use them for Coos deer until they'd bed down.
Oh, sure.
You know, I just run and gun with the 10s, and once they bedded down, I'd pull out the 15s and tripod up.
So just real quick, I forgot to ask you, on your Coos deer, did you bed him and just get in on him, or did you get him rutting, or what was?
He was rutting some does on this hillside, and he was right on the bottom of this sandy wash, and he was perfect to kill. I mean, if the wind was right, I could have killed him 2 or 3 times actually. Went in on him and 3 times I ended up backing out, because as soon as I dropped down in the draw, I wouldn't see him anymore. So I'd go in, I'd check the wind, and it's bad. So come out, you know, and I waited 15 minutes, try it again, you know, and it's just, I didn't want to take that chance of blowing him out. So I went back up, and for whatever reason he decided to leave those does. He was with 4 or 5 does and a little buck, and he goes to cut over this ridge, and as soon as he goes over this ridge, the wind's coming from right to left. And before, my only approach was from the right, you know, where the wind was bad. As soon as he goes over this rise, I just bomb down and go across this draw and
bumped his does.
Come right. Well, he split away from his does.
Oh, so they weren't even in there.
In between them, and as I'm coming over the hill, of course they smell me. What do? They don't run the other way. They run right over in between me and the buck, and I'm like, and they keep running, and I coming over the top of the hill thinking, you know, I'm gonna not get a shot. I figured it was over. And I look down there, and that buck's standing there, just got his head turned looking at the does running by, and there was a hot doe right there with him, and he just stood there.
It only takes one, man.
Bedded down, and the wind was gusting a little bit, and I just belly crawled in, you know.
So you were close as it was, right?
At that point, I was like 100 yards out.
Jeez.
So I belly crawled in this yellow grass, and I got 65 yards straight across from him. And I kept trying to get closer, you know. I actually could have shot him when he was bedded down, but there's this branch going right across the top
Too
of his
risky.
back. And I was like, I know with the Archemeyer I'm going to hit that thing, because it was like 10 yards out in front of him. So I'm like, I'm just going to wait till he stands up. Maybe he's going to come closer or whatever. So at that point, he was 63 yards. And he stands up, and he just starts to go down the canyon and disappear just like that. Like he decided he was going to get up. So I stand up, come to full draw, you know, make sure everything's good, my bubble level, everything. He stopped and was just sitting there, and I just plugged him. So it was awesome.
I appreciate that you didn't, not that you didn't know, but I like that you didn't realize what you had, because I think, I personally, I don't know if I could even kill that deer, because I'd be so like, oh my gosh.
I knew he's a giant, and I was
magazine
up a little bit, but I'm pretty calm until I put an arrow in him, and then
you lose it.
And she hits a fan.
That's cool, dude. No, that's cool. I know the feeling. That's really cool. So I noticed you said you backed out a lot. Like I've heard Randy Ulmer say that. Do you back out? I mean, you said the wind, but do you always want to be able to see the deer as you're getting in? I mean, is that like a tactic you use?
No, not necessarily. You know, I mean, it's not always feasible. You know, if I can, obviously you want to keep your eyes on them. You know, that's better. But you know, don't ever gamble the wind. I mean, what's the point of finding something that you want to kill
and then pushing
blowing them out?
Yeah.
Because you might not find that buck, and you've took all that time to locate him. That's the hardest. Well, I shouldn't say that's the hardest part. That's one of the hardest parts, is just turning them up. You know, and once you turn them up, you want to do everything you can to make it happen. If it takes 9 hours to kill that buck,
it's worth it, dude.
My buddy Rick, that guy's an animal. You know, he killed a buck this year. Took him, I say 9 hours. 9 hour stalk. Same thing, backing out, doing everything right. You know, everything that he needed to do right. And what's he do? Smokes 186-inch buck, you know.
It takes unreal patience. I think that's one of probably my biggest problems. Marlon Holden told me that. He's like, you go too fast, man. He's like, you need to slow down. Some of my stalks are 6 hours. I'm like, to get 200 yards, like, no wonder I suck at hunting. I'm a spaz, man. I go way too hard.
You gotta slow down, you know. I mean, you don't even need to hide. Like, even if you're just
moving
creeping,
slow.
just, you know, half a step at a time, making sure, you know, you're kind of in some cover and not making, you know, deer pick up on quick movement.
Sure.
Like you move and they lock on you, you know.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, if you got a little wind gust or something like that and you're just going slow, you're just going to slowly close the gap and slowly close the gap, and then it's just making sure all the stars align, you know.
Proof's in the pudding, man. You're lethal. You're that guy that, like, you know, you're so quiet. You're like the millionaire. I was going to call you the millionaire next door, because it's just every year you just keep stacking stuff up, but you don't post a lot. You're not like crazy psycho social media guy. And so a lot of guys don't see how successful you are. And I think it's impressive as hell, dude. Like I always wanted to come up and meet you, because every year you stack big stuff. So
I appreciate it.
No, you're a good guy, dude. And I think your product's rad. I want to help you push it as much as possible. Guys, it's totally worth the money. You're supporting a good cause, and you're going to get some badass gear out of it. So rimrock.com. And
got a few more critters in the garage.
Oh yeah, let's go, dude.
Check them out.
Yeah, there's never a time limit on these things. House is spotless, man.
Yeah.
Whoa, right on.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember that that white horn buck right there, he was in velvet. I stripped him.
Oh yeah, Utah.
Yep.
Just barely.
That's that Utah bucks.
That's got a sweet frame on him.
Yeah, I got them bleaching right now, and then I'm gonna color them up. So.
That's a cool buck too. Did you just got formaldehyde on that one? Just.
No, I actually didn't do anything to him.
Just letting it sit?
It was late. He probably stripped in a few days. So I've had that thing in a freezer for 3 years.
Oh, you froze it?
Yeah, they're
freeze dried, okay.
I just barely decided to get that thing out. My buddy Rick actually boiled them and he's got them bleached, so I'm gonna finally get them done, you know, I procrastinate big time.
Cool hook on that thing.
Yeah,
sick.
cool Idaho bull, you know.
Yeah, that's rad. I saw a lot of big bulls bedded just off the freeway coming in. Oh, it is a match. Good hell, that's rad.
Not a giant bull, it's like a 320 bull, but...
Let me tell you something. If you ever want to, you're welcome to come hunt the Wasatch Extended for elk with us, because a bull like that, that's a giant. I mean, you pedestal mount that sucker. In fact, we were chasing one that looked just like it.
That buck of them, you know, them kickers like that.
It's such a fun hunt, and I think you'd go out there and smash one. I go up there and fail, and Sean gets one every year. Like, I have no problem admitting bow hunting is hard for me. It's not natural.
It's not easy.
The guys that do it, I'm just fascinated. Like, how the hell do you kill a deer every year? Well, I see why. I think I got to work on my patience, man. I can shoot good. I can get around. I think I rush. It's just my style. I'm way too aggressive.
Well, there's a fine line there. You want to be aggressive, but once you
got to make the move, but be smart.
Once you get in close, you know, once you get within 150 yards, it's time to slow down.
Yeah.
Big time slow down.
I think that's probably what I need to work on, is just closing that last prime zone, you know?
Yeah, my buddy Rick and I, we always tell each other, you know, like, he'll spot a buck or whatever, and I'll say, Rick, and he'll look back, you know, I'll say, don't be lazy, because we do it, you know? You want to, instead of going over
all the way around, which is the right move.
You know, but, you know, we don't really screw around with that anymore, you know? We take whatever it takes, you know, make it happen. So.
That's sick.
I'm the guy, you know, I got a buck bed or whatever, and I have full intentions of filming it, you know. Next thing you know, I pitch my camera in the weeds. Kill
mode, you stupid camera.
Exactly.
I know the feeling.
At the end of the day, if I'm, you know.
Yeah, I want the buck. Video's secondary. Exactly. Those are cool caribou. Those are the same trip, or?
Yeah, just.
I don't know jack about them, dude.
Yeah, there's a switchback video on that too.
Oh yeah, duh.
The Alaskan Adventure.
Yeah.
Cool. I kill a wolf too while I'm there.
Oh.
But yeah,
that's sick.
There's a lot of bucks I killed when I was younger, you know.
What's he score? Like 280? I always see that Mackenzie like at the Total Archery Challenge. Like, that buck is so cool.
Oh yeah, he's just cool to shoot a buck like that.
Yeah, like a 40-inch 4x4, no eye guards.
Yeah, that's where I do my reloading over there. So.
Oh yeah, that's the lab. Nice, man.
Little setup.
Got the weight room. This is a common theme. We've seen a lot of weight rooms. Like, everyone lifts. It's funny. Not everyone takes selfies with a tan and
This is a paperweight right here.
Yeah, right. Who cares? Muscles don't kill anything, man. Like, you know, they're for looking pretty. The legs are the muscle you need, and you guys have that by just burning around on the hill. That's all there is to it. It's good stuff, man. I appreciate your time. Again, thanks for
coming.
the early trip. Yep. Good talking to you, man.